It's not an AMA, short recap about the games. This is a play-by-play. No Instagram, these holograms. Boy, these ain't the same. This out Harmon, you know we do things a different way. We got in the room, come join the team, but don't be in the way. Stay tuned, join that Patreon, we do giveaways. McNutted and ATM, you know they on a different wave. Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, pick a day. This out Harmon, you know that we glad you here today. This not an AMA. This not an AMA. This not an AMA. Short recap about the games. This is the play-by-play.
South Harmon hologram. Power on.
Let's go. Power this up, man. Week one of the playoffs.
This is it. Hey, this is week one as it gets, man. If you are not having a bye,
woo, baby. Hey,
week one or win or go home, man. What's that?
Hey, I got 5 teams going home for sure. Bye. I gotta. R.I.P. Thoughts and prayers to them.
Listen, man. you
underdog teams, T's and P's, they're done.
You know, it's kind of like your kids, man. You do the best you can with them, but what they do is on their own, right? Unfortunately, they're going home.
I think about right now, though, Adam, the 17 locks that we'll be playing next week across my portfolio. So let's go.
Bang.
Right. I got 17 new favorite children, at least.
Well,
and maybe if Lamar Jackson does his fucking thing tonight, or maybe a DeAndre Swift on Monday night, or maybe a DK Metcalf, hey, you know, we could add a few children to that, right? Maybe we
there you go.
To 20.
The orphanage, if you will, right?
Here's the tough thing about week one of the playoffs. You hate to lose. You hate to send teams home in a portfolio, Adam. But I got to remember, there's a fucking reason these teams are playing in week 15. You know, not like my other teams, just kind of chilling, going like, hey, come see me next week.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you don't get a bye, typically it's just like, all right, you didn't do what you needed to do to get the bye, so you can't be shocked if you lose in 1 week, right?
Right.
Well, the only thing that sucks about that, Mike, is I do have one where I had the most points for in the league, just had the randomest, games where I happened to lose and didn't get the bye. And I see it in the chat. So here, I got Brock Purdy, buddy. I got Brock Purdy'd. And also my team kind of just shit the bed, right? A lot of guys just didn't show up this week, and Tyreek Hill wasn't playing. So that one's going to go home early.
Let me make this public, because I do have a team on a bye that has Brock Purdy. Next week, Brock Purdy. He gets the Ravens, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Really good defense.
Uh-oh. Don't
it's
do
on the
this.
Line. I'm just saying, if Brock Purdy puts up a good game next week.
Okay.
Puts up a QB1 week next week.
You'll admit?
I'll admit it.
All right.
I will.
So
say,
not
I'm
now,
sorry.
but there.
I will buy a Brock Purdy jersey, and the hate will stop.
Top 12 week. That's all.
Top
12 week. All right. Deal.
Top 12 week.
I think everybody here can get behind it. Okay.
If he doesn't, you guys
what
are
if he
never
doesn't?
gonna hear the end of this. If he doesn't, I'm gonna fucking.
What if he's quarterback 15?
No, fam.
Well, you can't let him hear the end of it if he's like solid, just doesn't crack the top 12.
It's gotta be
Bro, he's been killing it. Absolutely going bananas.
Keep killing it. Keep killing it against a good defense, please. When I need you.
I mean, do you hate Tua? Tua can't do it against all the great defenses, right? I mean,
don't put those two in the same category.
I'm just saying from a fantasy perspective right now, right?
One's been the difference maker all year.
Well, not this week. Well, this week was actually not bad. Not bad. Let me take that back. All right, let's get to the Browns and the Bears.
If he doesn't, we burn the jersey. Like a gangster.
I love that. You're going to go LeBron style on this?
We burn the jersey.
All right. Okay, here we go. Let's do a little. What'd you think of Joe Flacco today, buddy?
Hey.
Well, the clock struck midnight.
Kinda, right? He did enough for you to win.
Well, here's the way.
Cardiac Browns, baby.
The hologram is going to kind of, let you know what you need to see here, right? He turned into a pumpkin today.
Yeah.
The thing is, Mike, at the very end of the game, what happened?
He got your back. He got your back, man.
He came out.
He brought you back.
He showed it for a little bit, right? Little scariness, but then actually was okay in best ball lineups. But man, what I saw today early definitely freaked me out with Flacco, right?
I think that's what we love and hate about Joe Flacco. I love the fact that he just don't give a fuck. And he's just going to go out there and he's going to sling it. And
That's
they're going
fair.
to let him sling it damn near 40, 50 times a game. Just, here you go, Joe. Go do your thing. And we're going to live with the interceptions. And we're going to pick you up. But I think all Browns fans, fantasy football fans, whatever, can agree. Joe Flacco is good for the Browns right now. He is. Because it's better than DTR. It's better than PJ Walker, who doesn't even give you a chance to win half the time.
I don't think either one of those guys will be able to put together what he did at the end of the game, despite playing that bad, right? Those dudes, when they play bad, it's typically going to be put their head down. They're not, damn, I'm messing everything up. Joe Flacco just went out and played like it was any other day. So still very gross. Still very gross, but he at least came back and helped us win the game.
A lot of this, too, like he made a couple horrible throws, right? I'm not going to discredit that.
Egregiously bad.
He made some dynamite throws, putting it in tight spaces, and you guys cannot run the fucking football to save your lives.
Uh-oh.
Jerome Ford, trash. Kareem Hunt, trash. Like, it's done.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate you.
Done.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, what do you want from me?
Yeah. Amari Cooper, David Njoku, though, please don't
There's Jerome Ford, right? He doesn't
Junk.
get to be in color. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. No.
Junk. Can you put David Njoku up, though? I mean, he is on fire.
Sure.
Fire.
I can.
Carrying
I
teams.
just want to show you, the running backs that Mike speaks so illy of, and not wrongly, okay? Here's the truth, though. In Njoku right now, Mike, let me ask you this. The team that is going home, start 9 league, and it was him or Kelsey, and I played Kelsey. I had a hard time just sitting Kelsey, and that one, he goes in, and there's a chance I win this game, man, straight up. I mean, he beat Kelsey by 20 freaking points himself.
There's a chance if I play David Njoku instead of Breece Hall this week in a flex spot too.
Oh,
I know.
At least Breece Hall isn't really imagine sitting Travis Kelsey in the playoffs, right? Like it just I couldn't.
Imagine sitting Breece Hall after you just scored 26 points.
I get you. I'm saying though, Breece Hall has had a bunch of.
I know. Travis Kelsey is Travis Kelsey.
Right.
Yeah. David Njoku, though. Damn.
I'll tell you what, David Njoku with Flacco is a totally different beast, man. Straight up.
He was coming on strong with Watson there for a while, too. The only people he doesn't play well with, apparently, is P.J. Walker.
Bro, that touchdown in the end zone where he catches the back half of the ball, still gets his feet down.
Money.
And
Money.
Amari Cooper, end of the game,
Stop doubting this man.
Stop doubting him. I don't know what to tell you.
He's good. He's just good. He's good. Elijah Moore stinks.
Thanks,
we knew
Mike.
that. We've been new.
Thanks, okay? He's awful. Thanks.
It's terrible.
Remember when we had a debate on Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson's rookie year? Remember that?
Yeah,
that was luckily that's been put to bed.
Well, it's kind of a little soon to say because Garrett Wilson didn't do fuck all today.
He didn't do fuck all today, but the guy's still been an alpha, all right?
He's done more this season than Elijah Moore's done in his career. How about that?
And that's with terrible, awful
fair?
quarterback play. All right, Mike. So then let me ask you this. On the other side of the ball for the Bears, what'd you make of Rochaad today?
Khalil Herbert's junk. Absolute junk. Just play Roschon and Deontay Foreman.
Well, speaking of
Herbert
you said Herbert's junk. Dude, Deontay Foreman, I know that if you get negative yardage, part of that's not your fault. But if you have 6 carries with minus 6 yards, you also could make people miss back there too. Why? You have minus 1 yards per carry. I know that's not the end all be all, but 1.3 for Khalil Herbert. Roschon's he's over 7. I don't know. I know this whole backfield's one to avoid, but I would love to see Roschon get more work, right?
Just give him the ball, please.
Yeah, please, that's right. That's all.
Like I said, even if you want to make it a two-way split, I don't understand what Khalil Herbert brings to this at all. At least Deontay Foreman, I can say, he's kind of that hammer, that big body, and we've seen him have good games. Khalil Herbert can't pass block, he can't run, and he can't catch. So, he does none of the things a running back needs at all.
DJ Moore was disappointing for me today, too, on that team that lost. That should not be losing.
What do you expect when Denzel Ward's back, though?
Yeah, I mean, it's just here's my thing about DJ Moore, actually, Mike. It's he when he has good coverage on him, it's almost a lock that he's mid or lower. I don't know how alpha you can be if that's the case.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I think that's one of the things that will separate him always from getting into the next tier.
He's going to be a great number 2 next to Marvin Harrison Jr. next year.
Wow, look at this. Huh? Speaking of which, let's talk about Fields then, buddy. Right?
He looked good. Now the numbers at the end are going to show it. You guys got so much pressure on him, man. I mean, even the announcers.
It was reminiscent, Mike. I was just going to say reminiscent of his first start. Remember that when he played? They just abused that offensive line. Garrett was in the backfield the whole time.
They said on the broadcast it felt like as soon as the ball touched his hand, there was already a defender in the backfield. It's like Jesus.
I mean, they weren't really wrong there.
Talk about some money throws though. Fuck you, Bob Tunyon. All right, Bob Tunyon. Fields like a little jump too while rolling out to his right. Just a thing of beauty on the fucking numbers deep downfield. Bob Tunyon drops it. Then he came back. He threw a fucking dot to DJ Moore. He just couldn't get his feet in bounds. But Fields made some really big throws. I don't have a lot of Fields concerns. And you look at the box score and you go 2 interceptions. They were both on Hail Marys. One at the end of the half and fuck on the one that should have won the game.
Dude, that one at the end of the half too. He took a shot, man. That was crazy.
Literally was in Darno Mooney's lap. Bounced out of his lap. Picked off. Game over.
Yeah.
Come on.
Fields
did a lot today. I was very impressed with him.
I mean, I don't even think it's just the last few days. I think he's been this way for several weeks now, right? Like,
right.
I enjoyed watching us win, but him playing well too. So
I do think it's at least 50-50 whether or not they keep him and build around him or decide to go with a Caleb Burridge.
I would say he's made the decision probably a little tougher. You talked about it just last week. You said you still think they're going to go the other way, right? Are you still in that camp? What you think they're going to do, not necessarily what you and I believe we would do, right?
Yeah, talked about it with Eric too. I still think they go with a Caleb Williams or a Drake May, and they move on from Justin Fields.
Yeah. Yep. I tend to agree with you, buddy. I think that's what they're going to do. I really do.
But again, I reiterate, even for that one Bears fan on here who absolutely hates Justin Fields, he's played well enough to earn a starting job somewhere in the league next year. He's going to be a starting quarterback.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to another game. Canton, what do you think?
Here is the thing, Mike. It isn't quite winter in most of the country. But for some people, it is cold as ice out there.
Let's get to this Falcons-Panthers game, Mike. Let's get this one out of the way. All
Fuck
right.
you, Arthur Smith.
There's Bijan, buddy.
Ice cold. I will never blame Bijan, though. It's not his fault. But yes, if you were relying on Bijan, you got Arthur Smith again. Now, we thought we were past this, didn't we, Adam? We thought this was over. We were done. Arthur's like, hold on a minute here. I want some Cordell Patterson. I want some Tyler Algier.
That's what I feel with my Bijan shares right there. They just exploded right in front of me, all right?
Against the fucking Panthers defense. The Panthers offense. I'm not even going to give it a D. There's no D in Carolina. It's all E. Offense. It's terrible.
I guess this is kind of the case for this entire game. Let's talk about Drake London. Same thing?
Bye. Same thing. Pitts. Bye. It's disgusting, man. I hate it. On a plus note, though, like Fizzle said weeks ago, every one of us is rooting whoever plays against the Falcons, unless you're a Falcons fan. But every single one of us should want to lose every single game.
There it is.
Hopefully.
Mike, just understand, people's fantasy, chances did exactly this with all of these guys, right? Nothing.
Kaiser
Exploded.
Sose.
Shattered. Ice cold, buddy.
Sose.
Gone with the Wind, right? It was a movie or something? Gone with the Wind?
That was a Kevin Costner, wasn't it? No, that's a novel. That was Dances with Wolves. My bad.
Dances with Wolves, yeah. See, thank you, Mike.
Gone with the Wind's even older.
And the good news is, Mike, on the other
Never
side of
seen
the
it.
ball, we had to have something different, right?
We did.
Like Bryce Young.
Okay.
This is it's a theme, all right? Just stick with it.
Okay. No, we're going to blow him away, too.
This entire season, anybody that thought this was part of a contender was sadly mistaken. Dynasty value, too, doing this, right?
You have him on a contender. Still.
I do. I'm trying to move him. I have a buy, so believe me, I'm aggressively shopping, I think.
Don't feel bad. I think I got him on one contender, too. It's like, what the fuck are you going to get back?
So we had, Mike, would you be surprised? Imagine telling someone at the beginning of the year the only person that would mean shit in this game is Chuba Hubbard.
I wouldn't have believed you.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine, bro? Right?
You remember when
all those studs on this game.
You remember when everybody talked about, listen, it's Miles Sanders' year. Just look at the contract they gave him. I think it just goes to show that NFL running back contracts mean fuck all. Don't care.
Yeah, well,
Miles Sanders, sit your ass down.
Miles Sanders also, Chuba Hubbard has kind of proven that Miles Sanders either is a terrible fit for this offense or is just not as good at all as we thought. So, anyway.
I'm pretty sure it's the latter, Adam. I'm pretty sure Miles Sanders was junk, and that Philly offensive line just makes you look good sometimes.
All right, I'm happy to get off this game fairly quick, right?
Please. We're gonna lose viewers.
Y'all really tried Noah Brown.
Damn
He's on fire!
I must have missed it this morning when you told us to start Noah Brown on the start sit.
Every time you put Noah Brown's name in your mouth, you disrespect him, you know?
Did everybody else miss that part where Adam was like, yeah, you guys got to start Noah Brown?
I don't think there was ever like a close question, but I wasn't confident in him. Nah, but
That's fair.
Canton said, what did Canton say? Y'all really tried Noah Brown. She didn't discriminate between me and or you. She just said y'all.
He's a great best ball receiver. How about that?
I love him in best ball. I don't think I have him in lineup. Now
8 for 82 and a tutty.
Yeah,
no Nico,
I mean,
no Tank Dell.
Listen, this is why you play best ball, right? You grab guys that have opportunity share in offense. That Mike doesn't even have C.J. Stroud. This is with frickin' Case Keenum.
Trash ass Keenum.
And believe me, I don't have a hologram for him. All right, I'm not wasting.
Thank God.
I'm not wasting the time on that. Now, let's get to the running back situation because Mike. I mean, buddy.
Who started this, dude?
I did in best ball a lot. In best ball.
Raise your hand if you started Devin Singletary.
I don't have him in any lineup leagues. I wish I could say I did.
Titans run defense, coming off a couple bad weeks.
But he also had a walk-off that got called back on a hold.
You could have had
Imagine if that happened.
We'd be talking about it in the same breath as Christian McCaffrey and James Cook, but alas.
Yeah, so then unfortunately for your guy Will, man, went down at the end. They wouldn't show it. That's never, ever good.
He was standing on the sideline still walking around, so...
I'm not saying that it's a season ender or it's like a, horrific, but they wouldn't show the replay, which I don't... Anytime they do that, one, I don't understand it, but two...
I like how the hologram, too, like his leg looks a little fucked up right there.
You know what? It wasn't by design, but yeah, it's kind of like... it's
like
like leaning. It's not touching the ground all the way. That's messed up, Canton. You can't be doing people like that. All right. What did you think of DeAndre Hopkins?
He was okay.
That's being nice. Far too nice.
He should have had some big plays down the field.
I agree. He should.
There was a couple that, one D-Hop fucked up, but the other one, there's a lot of pass interference that they didn't call in this game either. They really let both teams play back and forth. So,
Mike, I mean, he had 2 catches for 21 yards. All right.
Yeah. Your fantasy hopes.
That's exactly what happened to all your. Now, in the same breath, Mike. Derrick Henry. Remember we were like Derrick Henry on these contenders. Don't.
Gotta get he's a bye, right? Gotta play. He played Houston twice.
Holy shit. 16 carries, Mike, for 9 yards.
Is that bad?
4 catches, Mike. Not bad. For 1 yard.
Is that bad?
It's not good.
20 touches for 10 yards. It's not a very good average, huh? Half a yard.
Pretty sad, man. That's pretty sad. Because I'll tell you one thing, Mike. I didn't start Devin Singletary in any lineup leagues. I did him. Did start me some Derrick Henry. So
what a gross ass game.
That sucked. Yeah.
Bunch of dudes nobody started.
This is these 2 games here were just like this, buddy. Brick, ice cold. middle of winter. I don't know what to tell you. It's bad.
Gross.
Okay, let's get to the go ahead. What are you going to say?
Can we get to some happy games?
All right, let's get to the Packers and Bucks, right?
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Hey, how about this guy? Who's
Tucker
he?
Kraft, man. Tucker Kraft, huh?
Man, Adam, you and I had him very high on the rookie tight end ranks.
Well, we had him just below Musgrave because we're like, listen, we would rather have him at cost, right? That was our discussion.
False. We had him above Musgrave.
Oh, did we? Okay. I thought we said we'd take him at cost was our discussion.
We had him above Musgrave in the pre-draft process. We had him above
I know
Musgrave
pre-draft for sure.
in
Post?
the post-draft process. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, good. It's a good thing I didn't update my rankings much. I would have said I would rather have Musgrave because actually, Mike, I have a draft where I could show you this. I'll draft him ahead, but I also just thought Kraft at the discount was what I preferred by a mile because it's a second-round pick for Musgrave and it's a fourth-round, fifth-round pick for Tucker Kraft, right? There was a couple Tucker Krafts, Mike, I saw not get drafted. I picked up on waivers, so that was more my thing. But once Musgrave is out of the lineup, look at Tucker Kraft's been playing well.
Here's the thing about Musgrave I never liked, Adam.
What do you got?
Never. And
Okay.
you and I have been here from jump. If you want to go back and check the
You can
tape,
check the
our takes
receipts.
have been-
We were very pro
got it.
Tucker Kraft and not Musgrave. That's fair.
Tucker Kraft dominated at a small school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luke Musgrave did fuck all for 3 years at Oregon State in a conference that plays no defense.
In the defensive list.
Can you name the last offensive skill player Oregon State has put out? That's been
Yes,
worth this
Brandon
shit?
Cooks.
It's a long time ago. Yeah. I was gonna go back to Jaquiz Rogers, but I like.
I'm
that.
sure there's other ones. I just, I wanted to put Brandon Cooks in that mix for you.
If you're 6'6", 250 and run like he does, and you can't put up fucking numbers in a conference that plays no defense and doesn't put out fucking skill players in a school like Oregon State, I wouldn't about you. I don't give a fuck what the Senior Bowl look like or how much you look like an Adonis. I'm taking the guy that's just as athletic, if not more athletic, and actually put up fucking numbers. So, alas, Tucker Kraft.
Now, let's get to
One
another
thing I
one
can
of the.
say, Adam, on this fucking show, we know tight ends. Probably at an 80-90% clip.
We're not bad. Well, I'll go 70. Well, I've had some misses. We've had some Alberto love. We've had some misses, but more often than not, for sure, I'm with you in tight ends. We hit, and we hit pretty decent. So I agree. I mean, you got Sam Laporte, a tight end 1. Mike, you called him before he was, mainstream. How about that, right?
Fuck out of here, Michael Mayer.
All right. Speaking of another guy we like, Jaden Reed, buddy.
God damn.
Look at
This
Jaden
guy.
Reed out here. Imagine saying we should have sat him anywhere today.
Shouldn't. Ever.
Nah.
You thought the whole, maybe Aaron Jones is back, he's been doing it without Aaron Jones. He's been like their Aaron Jones. Don't matter. Move over Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm.
This is the dude. This is the guy they want to get the ball to.
Jaden Reed, buddy. It's been fun watching him play and continually get better, too. Like, he's been getting better typically weekly. The way he looks so comfortable in this offense. I'm a big fan, man. Romeo Dobbs didn't do anything today.
When
so.
Cody Carpentier came on and we
Yep.
talked about Jaden Reed, and he
Yep.
had him ranked in the top 36 of Dynasty wide receivers before he even played a fucking snap or Cody had ever seen him
Yep.
play in an NFL uniform. I thought he was psychotic. Apparently he knows some things.
I will
Jaden
say,
Reed's
Mike,
good.
Canton definitely dropped the ball because we need, whether he does well or not next week, we need ourselves a Dontavian Wicks fucking Holly. 97 yards, 6 catches. Hello, best ball leagues, buddy. Hello,
Yes.
best ball leagues, right?
Now, please just don't do what some people out there on the old Twitters are saying and, trade your
Throw a
seconds
second?
for Dontavian.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Here's a 204, right?
Want to throw a third at Dontavian Wicks? Go for
Would
it.
you throw 2/3, Mike?
I think, yeah. Best ball leagues, yeah. Fuck yeah, why not? Let's
That's
go.
my.
2/3.
I'll be honest with you. That's my top dollar. That's it. And I
Yeah.
probably don't think you need to do that. If you do, I would also consider other options. Honestly, when you start getting to 2/3 too.
I'm not paying
right?
a second, though.
No, hell no, dude. Forget that. This 24 class is too good for me to do that personally as well. All right, Aaron Jones was he was back and not doing much really. So
He was okay. Well, probably got you. I don't know. He had 4 catches.
16
Only
yards,
16
you know.
yards.
So, but I mean, you get 4, and then you get another 1.6, and then you get 5.3. You're just around 10 points. He did nothing for you really. He kind of kept you
It's better
in the mix, right? He just
better than nothing. You got to double digits. You were probably usable.
Let me rephrase. He kept you afloat. He didn't help you win, and he probably wasn't the specific reason you lost, right?
Right.
All right.
That's fair.
Mike, how about this? Rachaad White does it again, man.
He's on fire!
We disrespected him.
Why? Can I ask a question about why we disrespected him too? Because here's the thing I think about running backs moving forward, Mike. We have to be real about. We would have said, if you would have asked us this question and phrased it this way, I think we could have changed our viewpoint on Rachaad White. Is there anyone in this backfield that gives him any threat of any work anywhere?
Unfortunately for me, I probably would have said Sean Tucker, and I probably did say Sean Tucker a lot in the offseason.
Well, and that's where I think, though, where Sean Tucker's value, we do this too, dynasty value. What the Bucs invest into Sean Tucker?
Undrafted.
Nothing.
And I should have.
Right? So when we think about that, a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield, we don't have to believe is the best guy at breaking tackles, but if he's going to get all the opportunity, Mike, in an offense, it doesn't even have to be the greatest. Like, that's why I think we should never have been fading Rachaad White. And for me, if I see opportunity share like he has, I don't really care. I'll probably invest what it costs. Because what did he cost you? Not much. He really didn't cost you that much.
And big credit to him. He got better. I know, shocker. We don't think players ever get better, but he got better. He breaks more tackles. He's more elusive this year.
He sure is.
He probably ever has.
I got two holograms coming up here that deserve blow-ups, Mike, and don't have them. So, frankly,
That's fair.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of things we had to get done, right? Baker Mayfield deserves a blow-up today. On 28 passes, Mike, completes 22 of them for just shy of 400 fucking yards and 4 touchdowns with no turnovers.
You can't say that you got Brock Purdy when a lot of people are getting Baker Mayfield.
Well, I mean, I still got Brock Purdy, but if you got Baker Mayfield, that hurts a lot worse, right?
It's even worse. Could be worse. You could have got Aiden O'Connell. Could have got Farvid.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. I'll be interested to see what Warp looks like this week because Easton Stick ended up having a week. How many turd burgers had a week this week?
Ooh, okay. I'm not going to put Baker in there. He's been pretty good all year.
He's been solid,
Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell for sure. Gardner. Jake Browning, Easton Stick, Nick Mullins, Joe Flacco, Will Levis, Jacoby Brissett is going to be a top 15, top 18 quarterback on the week. And he only played like fucking 4 minutes.
Fair.
It was a bad week for quarterback, but not for Baker Mayfield.
Hey, how about you want to talk about disrespect? Respect.
Chris Godwin.
Mr. Christopher Godwin, buddy. Appreciate you, Green Screens Media.
Don't fucking play him, right? He hasn't done anything.
Somebody said on there, I don't know if it was Christian or Eric, but they said he's been getting the volume. I heard that part. And
somebody did say he's been getting the volume, and I said, just like Jordan Addison, he's probably listening, and he's going to make us eat our fucking words.
10 for $1.55. I'll say this. It's been a very, very, very disappointing year, okay? He's not deserving of this at all anymore, but I think what we saw today was a reason why a long time ago he once was in the conversation for wide receiver 1 in Dynasty, right? I don't think he's still without talent. I think he still has some talent, Mike. I think this has been an awful year for him. And I don't know that before today that his chemistry with Baker's ever been very good. I think that's another thing to consider too, right?
Do you think it's going to have to be? Like all indications, at least it kind of feels like Mike Evans will be moving on after this year. And Baker's done more than enough to be the quarterback for Tampa Bay moving forward. So, well,
the thing that was interesting to me, though, is that we'll see what happens with Evans. It sounds like he'll be gone. But I think, Mike, because Evans has been so good this year, that teams are starting more and more to key on him. And you saw today where Chris Godwin was just getting hyper-targeted. So I think if Mike Evans is gone, it would benefit Chris Godwin. I think if Mike Evans is back, it could benefit Chris Godwin because people are still going to be worried about him. All right, Mike, Niners and Cards. Where is it at here? John Stamos says this. The fact that Mike thinks Purdy isn't close to Tua is laughable. And here's what we got right now. Regardless of what the talent of Brock Purdy is, regardless of notions, Mike, he has been playing very well in real NFL and for fantasy squads of about a month now at least, right?
Yep.
So, man, Mike, I traded away Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and 2 mid-firsts in 21 and 24 and 1 and 25 for Patrick Mahomes in a best ball league. And let me just say, I opened the door for a chance to lose. I'm still in the league. I'm still in the playoffs. But if I'd take that trade back in a heartbeat right now for a contender. Like, why would I not, right?
Right. I don't know. For me, Tua just has done it all year consistently. Brock's been on a heater here these last, 4 weeks?
4 to 5 weeks, yeah. He's been
4 to 5 weeks?
But the last 4 to 5 weeks, he's been on what you just said, heater.
Absolute heater.
Yeah, he has been. So, I mean, listen, I think what Mike's saying is, like, if he balls out versus a top-notch defense next week. But here's the thing I need to say, though, Mike. Like, for me, all right, if he does that versus Baltimore, now we have a different conversation than we've ever had with Brock Purdy. Like, where does he really slot in Dynasty if he does that? Because right now, I think before that, I'll put him in the tier that's right after the guys that everybody knows you can't put him ahead of. Like, I still put Tua ahead of him, right? But then once that cutoff is over, I think Brock Purdy's not even arguably, he's next, right? He's right there, high-end quarterback 2 in Dynasty for me still. Like, quarterback 13 to 15 range is not crazy. Now, when 24 brings in 3 quarterbacks, we'll see where he slots in, right? Because you're going to have 3 quarterbacks in the top 10, probably. But
that's where he's kind of been for a while for me, but people act like I have him at QB 25.
I wish we could see the old ranks. All right. CMC Mike just continues to be good at football, right?
He's on fire!
Yeah. I still have no idea why teams don't cover him on angle routes coming out of the backfield.
Mike, you know what's crazy? That touchdown was an additional piece for him having a running back 1 week, 18 carries for 115 and the touchdown. Then he had that 5 catches for 72 and a TD.
I don't get it.
Mike,
he's kind of good. Maybe cover him.
Christian McCaffrey right now, I think, is the biggest conundrum and hardest thing to talk about and extrapolate as far as contender and dynasty value. Right? We all know Christian McCaffrey, and if he was to get injured next week and have a severe injury, his dynasty value goes to shit. Right? Like, if he had a out for the season next year injury, we're talking like he tears his ACL, does something really bad, his dynasty value goes nowhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he's on a contender, he has to go so far up the dynasty ranks because he just destroys people week in and week out.
If you're a contender, Bijan Robinson or Christian McCaffrey?
Not close.
All right.
We got one guy on fire, and we got another guy that's blowing up the ice shattering.
Losing, you fucking lose. Yeah, okay.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Red? Thanks for the bite.
Debo, Mike, didn't do a lot through the air, but had 2 touchdowns through the air. So 4 for 48, but then two tutties and another 11 yards on the ground. Listen,
props to Brock Purdy, and also props to Deebo Samuel. Did you see he ran that go route, and they back-shouldered that fucker?
Yes.
Like, you saw a target way downfield to Deebo Samuel, like an actual wide receiver route. Now, we saw one last week, but that was, he ran like a crosser, and he fucking hit him deep, which he was wide open on that one. But this one was like, you actually had to be a wide receiver, not a running back. Fucking Deebo did it. Back-shouldered that.
You freaking killed me this week, man.
Yeah, this ended up being the Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel show, right?
Yeah, and like this one, see, the thing about this offense is Brock Purdy. Here's the crazy part, Mike. Brock Purdy scores 4 touchdowns, and you have a down week for both Ayuk and for Kittle.
Right.
That's not ideal for the skill players, frankly.
I want to know, too, like, are there people who are going to tell me all about how great Baker was because he had a perfect passer rating, just to bring that antiquated piece of shit?
They don't need to, because they don't need to because they know you'll hype them enough, you know?
Oh, okay, I got you.
I was just wondering. Here's Trey McBride, man. This dude right here, I traded him away in 2 spots. 2 spots I traded him away. I was very in on Trey McBride, but I was overexposed, and I traded him in 2 different spots, Mike, and I can tell you right now, if I put those on the trade show today, everyone would be laughing at me. They're bad.
Well,
bad.
I just traded him away a few days ago, right? We talked about the
for Kittle,
Christian
man.
McCaffrey.
Or not Kittle, Kelsey, sorry.
Right, we talked about the Bijan Christian McCaffrey. On the plus note, I traded away Bijan and got Christian McCaffrey on a contender. On the downside, I traded away Trey McBride and got Travis Kelsey on a contender. Whoops. Trey McBride. How high do you put him up now? We talked about it a couple weeks ago or last
yeah.
week. We said right after Kincaid. Is he above Kincaid now?
You keep trade cutting this thing you're talking, right?
Yeah, I'm keep trade cutting it.
All right, so let's do it.
He ain't above Sammy Ballgame. I'll tell you that
God,
much.
no. Sammy Ballgame right now, Mike, to me, is having a conversation of not even being in the tier, being the tight end 1 in redraft next year.
Just keep fucking knocking it down, right? Let's go.
Tight ends. Let's just do it real quick. We'll play a little game. Would you rather? Okay, so Mike, in tight end land, would you rather have Trey McBride or Mark Andrews next season?
Trey McBride.
Really? Wow.
Really.
Okay. Kevin Gates. Really. I mean, what do we do? If you put him ahead of Mark Andrews, there's like 3 people. Maybe. Sam Laporta or Trey McBride.
Oh, that's easy, Sammy Ballgame.
TJ Hawkinson or Trey McBride. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't be the hot take guy. You've always said we're not the hot take people. Don't do this.
TJ Hawkinson.
Thank you. Jeez. I'm just getting very upset, worried. All right, Dalton Kincaid or Trey McBride?
Trey McBride.
Travis Kelce or Trey McBride?
Trey McBride.
Wow. No, bro. Over Kelce?
Yep.
I don't know if I can get behind you with that one, but to me, he's in the tight end 4 to 7 range without debate, really. Mike,
It's time to have the Travis Kelce talk.
we can have it. We'll get to it. What about Kyler today?
Couple bad interceptions, man.
Yeah.
Bad. Tough defense. He made a couple big plays.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a discussion if you're the Cardinals after seeing this today? Okay.
Not at all.
I'm asking the question. Don't get,
They even said as much on the broadcast, too.
What do they know? They got an inside scoop?
Well, they kind of spend time with teams and ask them a bunch of questions.
Mike, have you ever been lied? Do you think they'd be the first person or people that would be lied to by a GM in the history of the world? Fuck out of here. James Conner, don't know why he's not loading. He doesn't want to load, but
he was solid, man.
He was solid.
We thought it was going to be a lot worse against San Francisco.
I'm trying to make sure people understand that, he's good.
Nothing I love seeing more than fucking Fred Warner miss a tackle in the hole, though.
That's fair. So what do you make of Conner right now?
Is he going to be one of these guys that just feels like for the next – we've already done it for like 2 years at this point. But next year, it's like, ain't no way James Conner's going to do anything this year.
Remember the conversation I just had with you about Rachaad White?
Right.
If nobody's in his way, I understand that there's a cliffing. I understand he could be old. But honestly, I don't even really care. It's volume at this position for me, and that's really all I care about, right?
Yep.
Look at him looking spry, dancing, jiggling,
He looked good on that run, too, that deep one. He had 43 yards. Mm-hmm. He looked good. He was moving.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like can we say he's the Keenan Allen of running backs?
Yeah.
How about that?
That's fair. All right, Mike, let's get to
Tyler Lockett of running backs.
Oh, that's better. That's much better. I was going to say Keenan Allen's a little more sexy.
Elite
Yep.
as like not
I'm
as
with you.
sexy as Keenan.
All right, let's get to the Giants and the Saints, Mike. I'm talking about another guy that's costing me, buddy.
Who's that guy?
His name's Saquon. Quads, What happened
Just
today,
come back
bud?
next
What
week,
happened
Saquon.
today, bud?
Saints.
The guys I needed are just they kill me in the league.
Somebody this morning on the fucking Start This Show tried to convince me that the Saints' defense wasn't good. And the guy will save me the embarrassment, but that wasn't true.
You can leave him out of this. It's okay. All right, so
That's fair.
The poor kid's having a hard enough
defense.
day as it is. He's not even here. He doesn't want to be. a part
even
of this.
fucking Tommy Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets got shut down. Everybody's getting shut down for the Giants. There wasn't a fucking person on there worth talking about, Adam.
I mean, well,
Darren Waller didn't get hurt in his return. How about that?
What does that matter, right? I mean, jeez.
Well, we thought maybe he'd pop a hamstring 2 minutes in.
Where's the Cutlets, man? Tommy Cutlets, right? All these nicknames for what?
Yeah, he didn't do nothing.
I wish I had a Will Ferrell sounder right now. Ma, the meatloaf. We won it now. Go back home.
Good on the Giants for finally losing some games, though. Let's get you back.
That's
into
actually
the
a
elite
good point.
quarterback. Let's get you back into the elite quarterback prospect talk.
The Saints, though, not like it was a whole lot going on there, but nothing terrible either. They were kind of all solid, I guess.
Hey, give Derek Carr his props, man. He's going to finish as top 10 quarterback on the week.
Why? Why am I giving him his props? Because, Mike, nobody outside of best ball has him in a lineup anywhere, right?
That's fair.
Tommy DeVito was probably started seriously on more rosters this week than was Derek Carr.
That's fair.
So,
But at
Derek
least
Carr,
he
I'm
did
not going to
something.
give you your props because no one's fucking playing you this week because you were so bad all year. Although he did some things today. That's fair. He did some things.
He made Juwan Johnson relevant on our best ball teams by getting him a touchdown.
I told you,
He
Mike,
got
to
Alvin
start
Kamara
him.
with the
I
football.
told you to start him.
He embarrassed us with Rachaad Shaheed doing absolutely fucking nothing worth
Well,
of
Kamara was okay, right? Kamara was like, this is the thing about Kamara. This is his floor. That's crazy. Solid.
Right.
And then Shaheed, thanks, Mike, for was it you? I forget who it was telling me about Shaheed. Thanks. Didn't matter. I'd never started him, but get out of here. Mike, when I was defending him, what was it? Best ball only, right? That was the only place we've ever had any type of interest. I think it was a third versus Shaheed in a discussion we had, right? And we both agreed the process is probably the third, but I was like, Shaheed in this offense might have some weeks, right? I think we still both kind of win the argument, if I'm being honest.
I think you're right. He did have some weeks this year. He's had some good weeks where he would have made your lineup.
And that's the thing. He had 3 weeks inside the top 10, and Mike, for a third in best ball, I'll pay that. That's all I'm looking for.
The process is keeping the third
Keep
until
that
right
third,
now
keep
where
getting
you
them
could buy,
thirds, and go buy
you could
something
buy
better
a
later.
Zeke, a Zach Moss, one of these quarterbacks for a spot start.
Dolphins, Jets, buddy.
Hey, who's this guy? We didn't see shit from him all day.
Oh, you will. Right here.
Yeah. Nothing.
Mike, this is really bad, man. So
Horrible.
bad.
Dolphins beat the shit out of him. They beat the shit out of him with their defense, not even their offense. Zach Wilson took a fucking shot.
I was going to say,
from Bradley
let
Chubb.
this cold effect get over you, because Garrett Wilson, ever since Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, the hopes for Garrett Wilson have really gone downhill. He's had a lot of targets that haven't really amounted to a ton of much. Mike, here you go. Zach Wilson got
rocked.
You got lit the fuck up.
Yeah.
Dude, that was crazy how bad he got rocked today.
That was almost tough to watch, but that Dolphins D line.
It wasn't as bad as the Michael Pittman hit, but
no. But even though they were down a few pieces, they really stood up. Dolphins defense came to play, shut them out. As soon as Zach
whole
Wilson
offense
left,
was garbage. Whole offense did nothing. It was 30-0 was the final, I believe.
as soon as they left, Trevor Simeon's god awful and terrible. So, and I continue to say it. Hate me if you want, but Zach Wilson is the best healthy starting quarterback in fucking New York City.
I don't think that means much of anything. It sounds cooler than it is, and I don't think people can even hate you for that because they got plenty of reasons to hate you, just not that one. All right,
That's okay.
Let's get off the Jets. Jalen Waddle.
Hey, stepped up big time. No Tyreek, no problem. I got
Waddle,
your
baby,
Tyreek
Waddle.
right here.
Waddle, baby, Waddle. Jalen Waddle, man, what a day for him. I think there was a discussion like Tyreek is significantly better than Waddle, and you could say that, and I don't disagree, but there was people that were out there saying, but Waddle could take the step forward and be that in this role. 142 and a touchdown. That sounds like a Tyreek day to me, right?
He could be. He just needs the usage, and the tough part about this offense is, especially with the way they run the football, it's kind of hard to get both of those guys usage consistently. The other thing, Waddle's dealt with a lot of injuries. It always felt like, even this game, he goes out for a little bit. And you're like, oh, shit. Right? I think it might have been the first or second play on offense.
There's
Waddle
Jay.
got jacked up, and you're like,
You
okay,
got
he's
knocked
going
the
up.
fuck out, man. Yeah, it was Zach Wilson.
But he
Speaking
came
of
back,
usage,
put up a monster game.
not much as far as yardage, but who cares? 17 touches, 43 yards, but 2 tutties, and the leading touchdown getter for a running back in a Miami Dolphins offense all time.
I think it's any skill player for them.
Is it? Okay.
Just a touchdown record.
I guess that the statement I made is still true, right? It's just also includes
In
wide
a single
receivers.
season. Not
Yeah, in a single season. Let's make sure we clarify that. That's correct.
He's got more touchdowns this year than Raheem Mostert had for his entire career leading up to this point. Let that one sink in, too. Good for him, man. You remember a long, long time ago when I said, hey, maybe buying Raheem Mostert for a first, even though it's a massive overpay, a late first is the play? Welcome to the playoffs where you're enjoying it already. Just saying, Mike might have been right. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, if Raheem Mostert stays healthy the next 2 games, you can't really argue it. You could say all you want that you shed dynasty value. Yes, you did, but you're going to be in the mix for a title, buddy. Like, you're going to have to be.
Like the Destination Debbie sounder, right? Count that fucking money, man.
Count that money, man. Count that money. All right, so Tua. Mike, you know what the thing was? Tua was like the best game manager of all time today, right? Like 3 incompletions, 224, touchdown, but just didn't mean anything for you in fantasy, really, right? This is
really in fantasy, he didn't.
In fantasy, what sucks about this, Mike, is that
Yep.
think about how many of these like shit quarterbacks that were on the waiver wire that were picked up these last 4 weeks that did more than him in fantasy, right?
Yeah. But
that's why you get the old hologram. You don't get the color one, all right?
He didn't kill you, and they played the fucking Jets. One strong defense, didn't make any mistakes to hurt his team, got the win. And
I'm not hating on Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback. Right. I'm just talking about from a fantasy football perspective, right? All right, let's get to the Patriots Chiefs here.
Unfortunately for him, he does have a tough, like the Dolphins,
very tough
playoff schedule. Schedule, yeah.
Mike, let's see here. Doesn't want me to.
So maybe they
Here's
do.
Bailey
Maybe
Zappi.
they don't.
What do you know? Same thing. He's you get 2 quarters back when you give him a buck.
Here's what I think they need to do. All right, you play Bailey Zappi in the first half, and then you bench him and you play Mac Jones in the second half. Because Bailey Zappi, these last 2 weeks, he comes out after halftime.
They're
fucking
different.
Horrible.
They look like different players. He looks awful. Really, like he does.
Bailey crappy.
Now, you want to talk about best ball gem in the playoffs, buddy? What about Hunter Henry, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Warp tight end life, son.
Warp tight end life is living good. Living very good.
Hunter Henry, stand up.
That's good living. All right, Mike, let's get to the that was really all that you cared about.
Yeah.
The Zeke thing didn't do anything for you. I'm sorry, guys. And here you go.
Unfortunately.
Let's blow up. Rachaad Rice, man.
Rachaad Rice.
Bam.
Put some respect on this guy's name.
He has become, Mike, I don't think it's even arguable, by far and away the leading trust earner. Not just at the wide receiver position, that for sure, but you could argue just in general right now because Travis Kelce just gets so much blanket coverage. 9 catches, 91 a touchdown. We got a Kadarius Toney right over the middle of the field, drop, pops it up into the air for a pick. This offense, man, just is not at all this Chiefs of old because of lack of options. And Rachaad Rice is the one that's benefiting like crazy from it.
Rookie wide receivers. Puka. Right.
I'll take Puka over Rachaad Rice. Are we doing our would you rather here?
Zay Flowers.
I'll take Zay still, but we're probably getting close here.
Addison.
I think I'll still take Addison, but you're right there on the cusp, I think, man.
Jaden Reed.
Oh, that's tough. I love them both. I think I got these guys in the same tier, and it's the next tier right after those guys, right? So I would put, the wide receivers that you really want. I'd probably still put JSN in with those other guys. Then I'd put Rachaad Rice and Jaden Reed as the clear-cut, next group of guys. And then I think there's a pretty big fall-off for the rookie wide receivers, man. I really do.
Yeah, the next guys after that is what? Josh Downs?
Tank Dell should still be up in the first group, I think, when healthy, right?
Tank Dell,
yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. Josh Downs, you start getting gross after that.
I told you, you guys when Tank Dell went down, right? The pivot for me would have been Tank Dell to Rachaad Rice.
You said it on Trade Show for sure. What's up with Travis Kelce, man?
Taylor Swift, man. I don't know.
God damn it, Travis! Why did you do this? Everybody was telling you, no. She's up there drinking her beer, all happy. You're getting slammed to the ground, hurt elbow, 5 for 27 or something. Patrick Mahomes, Mike, I mean, you can kind of, listen, I know he's you can debate on if you like him, the person, right? He gets annoying to a lot of people. But, man, you got to feel for the you got to feel what he's dealing with right now. You got to be frustrated as fucking all get out, right?
He threw a fucking dot to Travis Kelce, which he promptly dropped in the end zone. Yep. Just fuck.
Yeah, man. It feels like the drops are contagious because Kelce's dropping it. I think Rachaad Rice is really the only guy that's not really dropping it a lot. Right.
Kadarius Toney's actively sabotaging the team.
Dude, that's so bad.
Let me say this. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, do you see little 5'4" Clyde Edwards-Helaire rise up and fucking catch one in the end zone? So good on him. He was like, I ain't dropping this shit.
Canton,
No.
put it in your bag of tricks. I guess we have to make a CEH one for next week.
No,
Although McKinnon had a touchdown too. So
Yeah.
all right, let's get to the Rams and Commanders, Mike. What do you think of Matt Stafford today?
He was dealing. Stafford was out there dealing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just not to fucking Puka Nakua. So fuck you, Matt Stafford.
I mean, Puka, every time I saw, like, Puka was doing something when he got the opportunity, he just didn't, those opportunities weren't,
He also
they're
had a
few and
big
far
drop.
between.
He had a
did.
big drop on a crosser that probably could have gone for a big play.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
It is what it is.
every receiver is going to have a drop. Obviously, it's not good, but, it's few and far between for Puka. Mike Cooper
This
Kupp
offense-
had a good day today.
Let me say this. I have no idea how to value Kyron Williams going forward. But this
Okay.
offense looks night and day difference when Kyron Williams is playing versus when Kyron Williams is out.
I can tell you how to value him moving forward. Like you should, man. In a year-to-year window, and I think next year, unless something drastically changes, put him in that Rachaad White territory, man. Like, getting work, good offense, Sean McVay led.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in a rebuild, Mike, that I think can go next year, has a chance to, if some things break right, I think I'm holding him, man. I think I'm holding him
Okay.
now.
All right, there we go.
But if
Cooper
I'm
Kupp,
rebuilding
though.
in a deeper than next year build, I'm getting rid of him in a hurry, right?
Who the fuck said Cooper Kupp's a low A-dot wide receiver? 62-yard bomb.
Pew!
They didn't cover him. I don't know why.
Kyron
Feels
Williams.
like a guy.
Kyron Williams, man, is I don't know. I don't really know what to call it. He's just
Good.
he's a dude, man. He's a hammer. You hear that dong in there? Like, he just lets his fucking presence be known. I mean, the dude is unbelievable right now.
There's a reason why people loved him in the pre-draft process. Now, we hated him in the
Combine is.
Post-combine
Imagine if his
process.
Mike. Here's the thing though about Kyron. Imagine if his combine wasn't completely dog shit.
Ooh.
Right? We're having a different conversation about how we feel about Kyron Williams.
Well,
I think
he's probably
as
not
a whole.
playing on the Rams, right? He's not a fifth-round pick. To
He
the
might
Rams.
be. He just might. He had been picked a little bit earlier. Sean McVay would have had to, spend up a little bit. Speaking of, late picks, Puka Nakua wasn't his best day, but 5 for 50. I mean, Mike, again, if this is the worst day he's going to have when Kyron's going off and Cooper Kupp are going off, I can live with this. It's okay.
My dad will not forgive you though. All right.
What did I do?
He needed Puka Nakua to have a big game.
Yeah, blame me. 'Cause actually, you should blame me.
It's
I am
actually-
the bad luck guy right now.
It's not your fault really because I also started Travis Kelce in that league and did fucking nothing.
F1 McLaurin, man. From zero to hero.
From zero to doing something. All it took
Doing
was
something.
2%.
6 for 141 and a touchdown. This might be his best game all year.
It might be. It might be. Jacoby Brissett just said, "Fuck it, I'm throwing it to Terry."
Speaking of Jacoby Brissett, let's talk about Sammy Howell, buddy. This is about the worst case scenario for Sam Howell.
Right here at the end of the year, you've been playing well all
This
season.
hologram. I got this hologram where he's like kind of, showing you his nuts and coming through here. And Mike, it's this jiggle ain't looking so good anymore.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens now. Right.
Remember when we said? Actually, I don't think I said. I think you said you can put this Jacoby Brissett thing to bed. Unfortunately,
Yes.
he came out and threw
Yes,
8
I
of
did.
10 for 2 touchdowns and $124.
I will own up to it.
Is he going to start next week?
I have no idea. Adam, this has been the roller coaster, right? Off season, I said I'm still hesitant to buy into Sam Howell, right? Jacoby Brissett's going to get a shot at some point. And then Sam Howell came out and he played fucking lights out. And then I bought into Sam
Show
Howell.
me the cowgirl score.
Now we're fucked.
Go ahead.
Now we're fucked.
Yeah.
Now we're fucked. I got no idea. He's got to come out if he does play again this year and throw for like 400, no mistakes, and just look lights out Sam Howell again. Otherwise,
Yeah.
this is fucking done.
Yep, I'm with you, buddy. Let's see here. So these guys want the Cowboys game. It's the last one we got to get to. Let me go ahead and get it up here. I got something that this is hot off the presses, buddy. Hot off the presses. Give me a second here to get it.
God,
hot
it
off the
feels good.
presses. All right.
Feels good.
Does it feel good?
It feels good. Man,
Here's
feels
Dak.
good.
Here he is, buddy.
Feels good.
By the way, cowgirl score was 31-10.
Yikes.
Fizzle. Close your eyes. Happy birthday, but this is not what you want to see.
Happy birthday.
Some bad things are going to happen.
Man,
Who saw
10
this coming
fucking
from the
points.
Cowboys offense?
10 fucking points, man.
buddy. 134 yards, 1 pick, no tutties.
They gonna do fucking anything.
Nah, CD didn't do shit. I mean, guess he was okay. 7 for 53. He didn't do shit what we're used to seeing from him.
They don't even get 10, right? This game is 31-3, but Mike McCarthy's like, 3 minutes to go. I'm getting blown the fuck out. We're gonna leave our first string offense in because
we got to pad CD's stats a little bit, right?
we gotta fucking send some people home from their fantasy football playoffs because CeeDee Lamb scores a garbage time fucking touchdown. Let's go.
Look at Fizzle. Poor guy. Dallas lose one game, and the people love to see it.
Whoa. He don't get to talk, okay? Eagles lose one game. Fizzle all about that fucking
they lost two. They lost two. Bad.
They lost to the 49ers. He was all on this shit. All right? You're going to sit here and you're going to take your fucking medicine. You guys got
that's
fucking mollywopped by the Buffalo Bills. A team the Eagles beat, by the way. And we scored more than 10 points. Checks notes. Yep, more than 10 points. Our offense wasn't dog shit. Boom. Tony Pollard, dog shit. Next.
All right. Now let's get to Mike.
Dak Prescott, dog shit. Next. CeeDee Lamb, dog shit. Next. Jake
Brandon
Ferguson,
Cooks.
dog shit.
Next. 2 for 10. Brandon Cooks, right? 2 for 10. All right, Mike. Listen, this was the story of the day, in my opinion, or one of the top stories of the day.
Bingo.
James Cook.
You guys got fucking piss pounded by a running back who weighs sub 200 pounds.
Let me give the 2 catches, 42 in the air, and a tug, 25 carries. So we're gonna give this guy bell cow carries for a $179 and a tutty, 7.2 through the ground and 12 through the air. Mike,
got him.
A carry and a touch. Jiminy Christmas.
Got him.
James Cook, if you had him on a bye, you hate it because this is definitely the week you wanted to hammer somebody with him, right?
Yes.
And he helped you win for sure if you played him in any type of a wild card matchup this weekend. Mike, can I tell you this, though? This one, if you had Josh Allen all year and you did not get a bye, this one hurts, man. This one hurts.
Mm-hmm.
The rare Josh Allen, not that great game. 94. I mean, it wasn't awful because he got the score through the ground, right? He had 8 carries,
kind of like
24.
Jalen Hurts, right? You just kind of chalk up 1 6-point rushing touchdown every single week as a floor, and then everything else he does is extra. Could be worse, but yeah, definitely wouldn't carry your team when you're getting outplayed or fantasy points scored by Brock Purdy.
Well, that's what I was going to say because if you had him.
O'Connell.
If you have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, that was a costing tremendously stack that Mike didn't pay off today.
Here's a fun fact.
Okay.
All 4 of Dallas's losses on the road.
It's true. And guess what their playoffs look like?
On the
road. Mike, listen, I gotta bring this up. This guy truly deserves the ice freeze, the sub-zero effect, whatever we want to call it. But, Mike, Gabe Davis, 2 weeks in a row without a single touch.
Who?
Gabriel.
It's almost like somebody put out a big, long Twitter thread a few weeks ago telling you, you should probably move off Gabe Davis if you have him.
I think this is a great way to end it, Mike, right? Kind of
just say it.
Just kind of let this sit up here, right? All your Davis, all these Gabe Davis lovers, and play him. He's a lineup guy. How's your lineups doing now, buddy? Fuckos.
Somebody should hit up Jax Falcone and ask him how he's doing in that league where he was starting Gabe Davis all the time.
Mike, boomer bust guy? How about just a bust guy, right? To get in the playoffs, gone, can't find him. First week of the playoffs, he'll come back, right? Gone, can't find him.
Generally, this show loves busts. Busty. Bust. Not this kind of bust.
I think this kind of bust is not this type that the show loves, but that's neither here nor there. Fizzle, we love you. Happy G-Day. Hey, listen, real quick, though, for Fizzle, listen,
check out his album.
Go check out his albums, plural. You got to make sure you check out both. They wrote me off. First tracks, 5 of them. I ain't right back. 5 of them. Fire on both albums, man.
I can definitely confidently say this about Fizzle. He's a great friend, and even though he doesn't have very good choice in his teams, right? He's got poor taste. His choice in how he delivers music and how he writes music is phenomenal. So
It makes up for it tenfold in my mind.
Don't hold it against him. He's a delusional Cowboys fan. It's not his fault.
Yeah, Baptized. They wrote me off. I ain't right back. First track. There's some absolute Spotlight. South Harmon's on there. It's a bunch of heat, man. Bunch of heat.
Bangers.
Make sure y'all go check it out. Tap into that. Aside from that, if you have Gabe Davis, you don't have to come to the show next week because you're already dead. But for those of you that want to come back to the show, we'll be here same time, same place next week for the semifinals of the Final Four. We're out of this thing. Peace.